So I'm Kevin Matthews, I'm the founder of Blast Boxing, which is a not-for-profit organisation in North Edinburgh. So Blast Boxing is set up as a tool of engagement basically, so it's just using boxing to try and get people involved in a bit of physical activity, get them out of the house and get them socialising in a safe sort of environment. So we know after COVID that a lot of people had a lot of issues in isolation and stuff like that, so we're just trying to use boxing as that tool of engagement. So the aim is just to improve mental health and well-being within North Edinburgh and across Edinburgh, to be fair, but there's loads of issues here. I'm from North Edinburgh, I've seen loads of issues throughout my life, and mental health is something that affects me and it's something I've struggled with. So for me it's just using boxing as that tool of engagement to try and get people involved, get people coming together. And that way it's not so much about a conversation, you know, we're not trying to force anything down anybody's throat or anything, we're just getting them involved. While we're here, we're chatting, we're building a positive relationship, and that way we're engaging and it's creating that social environment that people are happy to come to. So I kind of always loved boxing from a younger age, massive Mike Tyson fan, so I was always watching his kind of stuff, and then as I got a wee bit older, about 14, 15, I kind of started getting involved a wee bit in boxing, and like most people, you know, I touched on MMA and a bit of other sports, and then boxing was kind of the one that I just really enjoyed the most, so I kind of stuck with that after sort of mid-20s or something. I just really enjoyed that aspect there. For being honest, what was easiest to set up but was going to benefit the community at the same time? So I think if we looked at the charity route at the start, there was too many loopholes and we just thought this is never going to be achievable and it's not going to benefit anybody. To be honest, I'm just so passionate about trying to benefit my community, and again, mental health is something that affects me in my daily life, and I just wanted to be in a position where I could help other people. So when I originally set up Blast Boxing was about 11 years ago, I done it as a sole trader, and I tried to do a similar thing to what I was doing now, where it was really low cost and it was affordable and whatever, but it's just not manageable. So when life has challenged me over the last 10 years, and then about a year and a half, 2 years ago, we had the conversation and it made sense to kind of go in this direction with it. As a kick, a lot of funders want to give you money, and I'm like, but surely if you listen to the reasoning, it might justify, you know, why we're asking. So for us, like, we run kids classes, youth groups and stuff like that, and anybody under 16 we didn't charge, and it used to be under 18, and now 16, 17 years we charge £3, so it's still ridiculously cheap. And then the night, the women, we had funding for this project, so we just say, pay what you want. And most of them still just pay a £5. So we just, the classes we charge for is a Tuesday and a Saturday, and we only charge a £5, which is still very reasonable in this. So they're kind of happy to still pay a £5, which kind of keeps the project going longer. So then that way it benefits kind of them in the long run too. So if the numbers do drop, we still have money to kind of keep it going type thing, so it's that kind of bigger picture. People that come along, you know, like, Kev, would they mind paying £6, £7 of that? And I'm like, but then it gets awkward scraping pound coins together, eh? But it's kind of just looking at it now, like, what can we, again, just because we know where we are, it's just try to keep it that affordable way. We want people to access it, so if you start, we know what it's like when you're a bit skinny now, can a £5 you can maybe scrape together or whatever, but if you start 7, 8 quid in twice a week and whatever, it sort of starts adding up, eh? So we're quite fortunate that most of the people train with us either twice a week or occasionally 3 times a week. So the lass that's going to do the interview with you later, Mel, she's usually like 3 times a week. So I mean, that's like 60 quid a month. So it kind of adds up into a gym membership. So like if we put up £6, £7 a class, then for her that kind of becomes a wee bit more impactful and stuff, eh? So I like to think we're quite generous with the kind of pricing and stuff, eh? So and like I say, we try to do as much as we can for free, too. So like the night's classes essentially are free, they just pay what they want. We run a boxing weather project which is free as well, and the day we had a parent and toddler group which is free as well. So I mean, it's just trying to make it accessible.
So I've always liked to keep fit, and I initially just thought coming along to keep fit, really, that was my goal. But it's actually like improved like stress relief, we have a good laugh, improve fitness. And it's just, the social aspect as well, you get a lot from it. It gets me out of the house, which is always a bonus. But yeah, it has massively improved my fitness and stress relief, even if it's just for the rest of the night, really. But even you take an hour out of your day and it's just not to think about anything else apart from what you're doing, which is always a bonus. I mean, he's having a laugh and all that as well, but he is genuinely trying to help and improve people, you know, so yeah, it's definitely, I know that's why I come back. You know, he makes it fun, so I have a laugh, so yeah.
So Blast Boxing are just aimed at benefiting the community in any way, so it's open to absolutely anybody that's going to benefit from it, to be honest. So the fact we're aiming at mental health and well-being is just for ages 5 to, I think the oldest individual we've had come on is about 72, 73 years old. So again, it's just whoever can benefit for A, a workout, and B, a wee bit of social engagement, it's there for them to access. So as I say, I've suffered a fair bit with mental health myself over the years, and to be honest, I still do. I still have issues that I'm always going to be dealing with in life, and boxing is something that's kind of helped me focus a wee bit. So I think boxing is an amazing sport for mental health. So it's amazing for physical health, which we know it improves hand-eye coordination, reaction and balance as well. But I think when you're doing a sport like boxing, you're engaged in the moment. So you know, are your hands up, are your feet in the right position, you're looking at the target you're punching and you're thinking about all that. So you get to forget about everything in the house. You know, you're kind of engaged in that moment you're living right now. And I think it's just a great tool for that. And it's definitely something that benefited me, and it was something I was quite passionate to try to see how can I replicate that to benefit other people. So we have a kids boxing for ages 6 upwards. We have a youth boxing. We have 2 boxing fitness classes a week. We have a boxing specific class a week. We have a parent and toddler group. We have men's only sessions, which is called the men's BOZ group, which is a boxing and well-being session. So we're targeting mental health and well-being while just getting guys together and having a spraff and a workout. We have women's well-being workout. Same principle, and our main project is called Boxing Bladder, which is a 3-hour workout, and then a 3 hour you just kind of sit about, have a chat, a cup of tea and a biscuit, and just get involved in some sort of general chat. We also work with active schools, where we run a girls only group just now, and we run a targeted group, children that maybe aren't engaging in school and they're maybe showing up quite often late. So we run boxing at 8 o'clock in the morning for a wee half-hour session to try and get them in early, get them engaged and get them ready for the day ahead. 2 weeks we've had 7 or 8 kids. 1 week we had 1, I think, and the other week we had about 5. So it's been quite, apart from the 1 bad week, which was typically the second week. The first week we had a wee outstanding turnout. We had about 8 kids. We thought, oh, this is tremendous. There was only 11 invited, so it's really good. Second week we had 1, we're like, right. So, and then the next week it kind of, but I think the deputy head teacher and the chat for active schools are quite good at sort of chasing them up and stuff. So they're kind of, when it's getting to Wednesday, Thursday, like, oh, remember boxing's on Friday morning and get yourself. We're not like forcing boxing down their foot, so we're not doing a big workout. It's basically have a wee bit of a chat and a check-in with them. All right, guys, what then? A few of them know me for the area and stuff, and then we do a wee warm-up, a wee bit shadow boxing, and then we get a couple of rounds of pads, and that's a half-hour kind of eating up. So it's quite good, and I keep saying, like, I am really keen to hear the feedback of the teachers and stuff, because it's good just to see them, you know, a couple of, I think 2 of the 4 weeks, 2 of the kids have been there at like 10-2, and you're like, are you not normally late? Ken, like, this is quite impressive when it's in. So it's definitely doing something, but we're just running that to the summer, and it was kind of testing how it might look, and it's kind of, so far it seems like it's gone quite well. My main concern was it being on a Friday, that I thought, yeah, Fridays I have to, that's where sickies get pulled all the time, blah, blah, blah. If they're already no engaging, then we're not going to get them engaging, you know. Let's put on a day that they're coming in, and they'll see what they're going to miss, Ken. And but so far it's kind of, it's one where I'm really keen to sort of push, to be fair, because in our situation, a lot of people do just see it as boxing, but we're offering more than that. You know, there's one-to-one support there. There's somebody listening to you. Like I say, I study working with communities. I'm currently studying a counselling course as well, so like we're supporting people in other ways, and even just having a chat while you're working out, we're building that relationship, and we're no, again, it's no me and you didn't sit down with 2 chairs and be like, so David, what's been going on? Yep. Right, now let's take a deep breath. You know, it's just a general, oh, so what's happening, man? What's kind of, and blah, blah, blah. And then we build that kind of friendship. And you'll sort of see that tonight with the women and that. Like, again, I know some of them, but most of them have been coming for a while, and they're just cheeky, and they want to have a bit of banter and stuff. And that's, I like to think why they come. You know, the fitness is a bonus, but they enjoy being here to a degree. They obviously hate the workout, but they keep coming back because they enjoy the banter, they enjoy a laugh. And a woman came last week actually for the first time, and so what she says right then, she goes, "No, we liked it, positive vibe in that." And I thought, because it's just been like chaos, it's just cheeky swearing, arguing, Kev, are you making us do push-ups again? It's that well, we're doing 3 sets, so but that's it's just the whole thing's based on that vibe, where it's like we're not trying to force anything, we're just using it as that tool of engagement. I keep saying that because it's basically, it really is what it is. It's just trying to, like I say, you just get chatting while people are working, and then like, oh, so what's been going on at work, and next week, so I was work today, blah, blah, blah. This happened, that happened, so you're building that without forcing it, you know what I mean? And that's the thing, man. Yeah, so we have a really good community base now, to be fair. So some of our members have been training with us from the start. So we set up about 14 or 15 months ago, and we had sort of piloted it for a month or two before that, and most people have been with us that whole time now, to be fair. So we kind of hear it all the time and we see the benefits. The fact they're showing up is kind of a testimonial to itself. But there's, you know, a few of them write some nice cheesy quotes on Facebook, and they'll reply sometimes when we post our videos and stuff, but I didn't like to quote or joke too much about it, but I'll maybe sometimes put a wee joke under, you know, I've not paid them for that, by the way, that's that's off his name back this week. So we do, you know, it's the fact that people show up every week kind of just speaks for itself, and that's a compliment. And a lot of people maybe train and their partner trains as well with them, or their kids might come along to the kids class and stuff, so it sort of shows you the benefits.
I've always been into boxing or fitness in general. I used to do like a box exercise class years ago, and then I saw this advertised, and then I was like, oh, I want to go. And that was like about a year and a half ago now, and I've not looked back since. It really does help with mental health a lot. So like people really tend to hide it, and they go about their day-to-day life, and it can be quite stressful. And then when you come to a class, it just goes away. You don't think about anything other than your workout and what you're doing, and also having a laugh in the class as well. Kev is brilliant. As a boxing coach, he is tremendous. Like, we have so much fun together, we have a laugh, but he can be really disciplined as well with us. Like, he keeps us in check, but he is the best coach ever. We love you, Kev.
I think just seeing a wee bit more support in general for sort of funders appreciating what we're kind of trying to offer. I think that's the hardest stumbling block sometimes as well that we come across is I might not be the best at it, but we're delivering a pretty good service, and it's trying to get that out there and try to show people the benefits of it. So I think people appreciating what's going on. You know, we understand that there is a massive cutback in this sector, especially around mental health and stuff just now, and I think it needs to be acknowledged, the help and the benefits that people get through that. So Edinburgh Social Enterprise were fantastic, and they had a network event that we went along to where we met a few other organisations which were maybe a wee bit similar to ourselves and were maybe quite a bit different, but helped us connect with that. And they've been quite good at keeping us sort of up to date on current funding and stuff like that, which has benefited us just towards the end of the financial year, which was fantastic. I love the communities, to be fair. I think North Edinburgh specifically, it's where I grew up, it's where my whole family grew up, my dad, etc., and it's always been a very strong community. And I think you see that in Leith and you see it across Edinburgh as well, and I think it's something we've got to be quite proud of, that it's still quite a supportive place and there's still quite a lot going on, but people sort of appreciate each other at face value. I think over the next 12 months we're just excited to see what maybe we can put on and what we can expand on within the community. So we've got loads of ideas, and we're always asking the community what they would like to see. You know, what kind of groups can we put on that are going to help target people and get them involved. So I'm just excited to see what we can hopefully put together for them and how it benefits the community, and ultimately see how we grow as a company. We try to use social media as much as possible, and we're quite fortunate that we've got quite strong connections now with loads of local organisations. So we do a wee bit partnership work quite often, and we like to just kind of have wee chats. We maybe drop in at other activities and stuff and say, well, we're doing this, what might work for you, what could get you involved, blah blah blah, and see how that might benefit them and benefit us, and kind of put it on for them. So the parent and toddler group came together because one of the mums who comes to box and blether brings her bairn every day, which is absolutely fine. He's still in his buggy and stuff, and even when he gets taken out, he just like drags himself about the ground, you know. And then she was quite keen, like, oh, if you put on another class, I would come to it. So we kind of played a bit with the idea, and I thought, well, a parent and toddler might be something that'll work. So we had another couple of parents, and then we just thought, well, let's get a wee bash. And on average, it's been quite successful. You know, we normally have about 4 or 5 parents at a group, and then we have a few kids, probably more kids than parents sometimes. But it sort of showed you a wee need for it. So we're just kind of checking in all the time and like, oh, I'm sort of thinking about trying this. What do you think? So I think just now an additional support needs session, like maybe an autistic group or whatever, seems to be touched on quite often, and it's something we're keen on. Like I applied for a £500 grant that got knocked back, believe it or not, which was just to run it as a 10-week taster block to see how we could potentially make that look from moving forward. But we've not had a chance to sample it yet, so we're looking like in that direction. We know that there is kind of a wee bit of a need for something like that, and people would be keen to access it. But it's again, funding's hard to come by. So sometimes we look at things and like, you know what, we'll just put it ourselves and see how it works out, and then hopefully something comes up type thing. But we're just kind of checking in as much as possible and seeing what people want to see. But ultimately, the hardest part I think of being set up in this kind of way is we are using physical activity as a tool of engagement. So when you're not coming along and you could train for 5 months solid, and as soon as you have a bad weekend on the bevy or whatever it may be, then you float that loop. And although we're still kind of bumping into each other, we'll stand and spraff away to get you back into a session or whatever is the hard part. So we do have struggles with that sometimes, kind of keeping people thingy. But then we have seen people come and go, you know what I mean? But go and come would be the best part, I suppose. They go away, but they come back when they're kind of back in a good space and stuff. So we do see the benefits of that as well, that again, they've enjoyed this, what they've got out of it, and they see the benefits and stuff. So the 2 phrases I always use is blast brings balance through boxing, and blast, it's more than just boxing.